Hello, Internet people. I'm back with you today to share with you Muffy's progress with taking fluids. The last video that we filmed, which was our second attempt at doing fluids and our first attempt using the Easy IV harness, I believe was about 3 weeks ago. Since that time, a few things have changed. I realized that Muffy actually does do better with the syringe method because she has a very short attention span, or a very small amount of patience that she's willing to give to this process. So we did switch back to doing the syringe method, but we are in her bedroom now instead of in the kitchen. And I apologize, I'm like wobbling the camera by hitting her bed because this is not a super hard surface, but this is where we're going to be doing the fluids. So we switched to the syringe method so we can get it done quickly. When we first switched back, it was a few attempts after the trying the Easy IV harness for the first time, and nothing ever really got better than the one that I filmed for you. We never really got that much in her, and for a while she had a really hard stop at 50 milliliters every single time, regardless of which method I used. But now she's really solidly going up to 120 milliliters every time. Since we're doing the syringe method and I've switched back to the 60 milliliter syringes, she normally does 2 full syringes every single session. Every once in a while we do have a bad session. I found there's a few things I've learned about her. One is that she's very particular about her fluids temperature. She doesn't like them to be as warm as most cats like them. She likes them to be a little bit cooler than her body temperature. She likes them somewhere around 90 degrees, where her body temperature is typically 101.5. So 90 is pretty cool, which is weird that she would like that, but she seems to. And then she also has a few really particular spots on her body that I can stick her with the needle that will have a good session. And then there's other spots, and they seem to be separated by about a millimeter, where if I poke her in those spots, she is just really reactive the whole time. The fluids either irritate or sting or itch or tingle or something she doesn't like. So those times never go very well. I usually end up swapping out needles and sticking her again to see if I can get it in a better spot, because I don't want her to hate the experience. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get Muffy set up. We do snacks still during these sessions, but I have found out that she really enjoys any of the renal kibbles. She thinks that they're treats. I think probably because they're so high carb compared to what she normally gets to eat because of her diabetes. So I typically give her some renal kibble and basically keep her in place here on this bed. And I actually will use this wall to push the syringe off of, because in her case, like I said, she has a really small amount of patience, or a really short attention span. I think I said that. I don't actually remember. But she doesn't like to spend a lot of time doing this. So we have to get it over with pretty much as quickly as possible. And that's more than my poor hands can take with trying to push the syringe with just my hands. So I'm going to take a brief pause. I'm going to get set up, get Muffy up here, and then we're going to go. I hope this works out and that the video comes through, because if she is in a bad mood today, she's going to try and escape off the bed in the direction the camera is. So things might go weird. So we will see what happens. I know. Okay, so Muffy has decided to join us. She comes up here on her own whenever she hears me getting the kibble out, because she does really like it. She does get mad a lot about being bothered while she's eating. I'm actually trying to get her a little more used to that. I do pet her a little bit first before we get started. There have been a couple of sessions where I went sort of too quickly for her, and it didn't go well. So I usually give her a little bit of time to get ready now. She does know this is happening, because when she jumped up here, she did look at the syringe and the needle and make an angry growly noise as soon as she saw them, because, has to let me know how she feels. But, yeah. So I'm I'm just going to let her keep eating. I know, kiddo. I know, super growly pants. There you go, baby. All right, and so we've got the needle in, and she's just going to keep on eating, hopefully. Now, she doesn't eat as much as Kat does during a session. She will sometimes stop and just look at me angrily or growl at me. And all this noise that she's making is just normal Muffy noise. This is just her personality. It's, who she is. It's how she lives her life. But she does really good. She puts up with me for doing this to her all the time. We've got about 20 milliliters into her so far. We're moving right along, moving pretty quickly. You're so good. You're such a pretty girl. I think I got really lucky. I stuck her in one of the good spots where her skin's not twitching and she's not really reacting at all to what I'm doing. Although, if you could see on the other side of me, she is doing some angry tail twitches. But that really is who she is. So we have already done 60 milliliters. You're okay, baby. You're okay. So now we are ready to go for the second one. There you go, baby. Now, if you were paying attention, and if my lighting wasn't super terrible, you may have noticed that her first round of fluids in that first syringe were pink. And that's because her first syringe had B12 and then a little tiny bit of folate in it. The second syringe is just the lactated ringers, although all of her fluids at the moment also have supplemental potassium added to them because her potassium is very low and she needs to get that back up as quickly as possible. So that's what we are working on. And we are coming to the finish line. We've got about 10 milliliters left. It's a volume, not a distance. And that is it. Our syringe is empty and we are done. There you go, baby. Yes. You did so good. Oh, don't turn off the camera. Oh, and now she's going to hide in the window, which is one of the places she likes to be. But that is it. So that is the progress that we have made. I do want to stress that not every session goes this well. I think she's just being good because she knows that her little fan club is watching. Even yesterday, we had a failed session where I only got 20 milliliters into her because I wasn't able to stick in a spot that she liked or something. I don't know. And so, I got about 20 milliliters in her. It took 3 needle sticks to do that, which is one more than I usually do anyways. So we do have fail times where I just give up and, let her go on and be a cat and have some snacks and enjoy her life. But for the most part, this is what our sessions are like now. And it's been, like I said, I think 3 weeks since I filmed our second attempt, which puts it at just over a month since the very first attempt that I shared with you guys. So, some patience and trying to learn your cat and learn what they like and what they don't like goes a long way. So that's it, I guess. I hope things are going well for you guys and for your cats. If you guys are having any trouble in your fluid sessions, definitely put a comment below. I have to move this. Muffy wants to jump down and she's going to jump on the keyboard. So go ahead and put a comment below and I will address them and see if there's anything that I know of that might be able to help you. In the meantime, parting shot of Muffy eating her snacks. Talk to you later, everyone.